Hi there, it's Beauty Junkie. Welcome to my channel. Today I am trying out two new blushes from Mcgrath. These are two of the Divine Blush Duos. I got two shades from the collection. These duos come with two colors of blushes in one little compact here. So we're gonna get into it. So I did a video kind of talking about, this launch. Do we need these more shades of blushes from Pat? She did come out with a lot of new blushes in her collection within the last year or so, and these are even more shades. I'm excited to see some more bronzy kinds of shades and just different kinds of combinations, but I think this is just kind of more of the same, and I think people want something totally different or things in her collection that are still missing rather than more of one type of product. So I think most people are like, meh about this launch, but hey, we're doing it. I'm gonna try out a couple shades. Here's the box packaging. These little guys are expensive. Pat Mcgrath is a luxury makeup line. The packaging is usually stunning, and these blush compacts are the same as her previous blushes that came out. They have a beautiful glossy black finish, the mirror, all of that. So I got the shade Cosmic Coral and Paradise Glow. They have a lot more to offer than that, but those are the ones that stood out to me. So those are the ones that I got. I don't really need new blushes, but I wanted to try out these little duos for you guys. Right, so sizing here, these blush duos are the same weight and compact size as the original. Okay, so here's the original, here's the new. They are both 9.7 grams or 0.34 ounces. So no change there. There is a price difference with the duos are $44. The originals are $39. So not a huge price difference, but you do get two shades. But most people will probably blend the two colors together. A little bit hard to just pick from one or the other. It's doable, but most people would say, oh, you're just getting a new shade by mixing both. But some people like that option to have, one or the other. But here's a little bit of difference in packaging. The duo is more pink, the Divine Blush is more purple. They are pretty much the same. I think the duo's slightly bigger box. So interesting packaging there. Go ahead and show swatches of both of these blushes. I did a swatch of each shade plus a swatch of them mixed together underneath. So go ahead and pop that up. All right, so Pat's blushes are very concentrated. You don't need a whole lot. You don't need to pick up a whole lot with your brush. If you do, you're gonna get probably too much color, but those swatches are uber concentrated. Just so you know, they're gonna look a little bit different when they're kind of blended and washed out on the face. These shades here in particular are pretty satin. They're not super matte, but they are definitely not shimmery. Probably some of them have a slight shimmer, but these two do not. These are both kind of satiny colors. I wanted to get this one, even though probably is too dark, because I wanted to hopefully use it as a bronzer. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but we're gonna try both shades on my face right now. So taking a brush here from Refer number 4, and let's start with Cosmic Coral. I'm going to try the pink first. Okay, just slightly go in here. And I think this is intended to be sort of like a strobing or contour effect where you could use one color here, one color here, you can mix. You can kind of create a contoured effect, but with blush. I think that is the idea there. And that pink corally shade, it's actually really pretty, but I did not need a lot of product. So I'm gonna take the other shade and go underneath here. Oh, that's actually a really pretty effect, and it's bright. It's definitely a pretty kind of summer blush, and I am kind of getting the effect of contour but with a color, so that's actually pretty interesting. I'm gonna blend this out with a big brush here. So this is the Niji Pro from Sonia G. So it's definitely more punchy, a little bit more exciting than some of the shades I got previously. I like this one. Now if you mix them together, I think you'd get a similar color, even though I kind of stacked them and then blended, but I am enjoying that. Let's go on to the other one. So Paradise Glow, this is the one that I thought would be a good bronzer. I'm gonna use a different brush because that one's dirty now. And I'm gonna go into Refer number 19 and take the the lighter color first over here and put that one on top. Ooh. You guys can see that is probably not my bronzer color. Okay, that's red. That's a red tone. So I'm blending that out with a clean brush because that was a lot of pigment. Okay, okay. It's definitely bold on my skin tone. Like, this is a lot of color. So it's a moment. Now let's go into the other one, the deeper shade here. I think this is gonna be more red. Yeah. So this is like a terracotta, tawny red moment, which I'm not sure really works for me. Going back in this big brush. Wow. That's a color, that's a blush. You can see how bold this is. But you can see it blends out, like it doesn't just stick to the skin like super hard, like you can move it. Ooh, 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 ooh. All right, all right. I don't know that these are the shades for me, but they are certainly bold. If I want to do like a blush heavy look, you know, where the blush is the star of the show, these both will do it. Wow, wow, let's look up close. These are pretty, very pretty. I think I might have prefer the Cosmic Coral over, I think, Paradise Glow. I thought this would be more like a bronzer color from looking online, which is not the best way to tell what a color is going to look like. But this is probably not going to be a bronzer replacement like I hoped it would be, unfortunately. But I do kind of like that contoured like effect slightly. I mean, once you blend it out, is it really contoury looking? I don't know. But it's an interesting way to do blush. It's definitely different. Okay. I'm gonna take up some close-up photos so you guys can see this a little bit better. So you guys saw those photos up close. If I had to bet, you probably couldn't tell a huge difference between the colors here. The side is slightly more corally pink in person. This is definitely more reddy peach. I prefer this one for my skin tone. These are very warm blushes. I'm not always a huge fan of warm. I kind of knew I was getting that when I ordered these. I was hoping for a little bit more bronzy action with this one. Didn't really turn out that way. Totally fine. I do kind of have regrets picking these up because I didn't really need more blush. But I thought, oh, this is the closest I'm going to get to a bronzer from Pat, and really think that's the case. Even with these like bronzy looking colors, they're not really there. So I think if I had seen, you know, real life swatches, I probably would have changed my mind. But yeah, the bronziness is just not really there, and you know, they're not even much of a satin. They're like barely satin, almost matte, so not really what I thought I might be getting. But that's okay, you know, I will have them in my collection now. It is what it is. Do I recommend these? I don't really think you need these unless you really want to try a new blush. I know a lot of Pat McGrath fans probably already have it, but if you are new to Pat, do you need these? No. If you like a color, that one color from her regular blush collection, and you want to save a little bit of money, I think these are just fine without the two colors. And I really like Desert Orchid. It has a bit of a shimmer. It's a really pretty color. I recommend this one, honestly, over these two if I had to pick. So, I mean, the blushes are fine. They blend out fine, but not something I really needed, unfortunately. And I don't know, I think a lot of people are probably like about this collection just because it's more of the same. Like I was saying before, we don't really need more of the same from Pat. I think she had plenty of colors in her first launch of her blushes. Now we have more. But let me know your thoughts. What do you think about Pat? What should she come out with next? Please comment below. If you like this video, click the thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.